Besides the professional and academic knowledge, skills, experience, and expertise of research supervisors, one of the most important factors that play a role in the successful research supervision, is the role of the empathetic behavior of the research supervisor towards their students. So why is it that it is important for research supervisors to be empathetic towards their research students? This is a question that we will briefly respond to. So, first of all, what is empathy? Generally, empathy in a broader sense is the ability of people to feel and understand things from other people's perspectives, and the ability to look at the world through others' eyes. We can also say that empathy is basically the ability of people to stand in someone else's shoes and to see the world through their eyes. Now, research supervisors' empathy, you can say, is a subset of the general empathy. And the research supervisor's empathy actually means the ability to feel and understand things from the perspective of the research supervisees. So it is important for research supervisors to have the ability to feel and understand things from the perspectives of the research supervisees in order to be successful supervisors. We can also say that it is important for research supervisors to be able to stand in the shoes of research students or research supervisees. Now, generally, it is important for research supervisors to have empathy for research supervisees, mainly because the position of power and privilege that generally the research supervisors enjoy. Secondly, because they generally have the more vast knowledge and experience in the field of research and in the field of academic fields in which they are actually the experts. And thirdly, it is also the ethical and academic and professional responsibility of supervisors to be empathetic towards their supervisees. Now, why is it important for supervisees that they should have the empathetic attitude of the research supervisors? Mainly because the research supervisees are in a position of vulnerability. So you can also say this is this position, their weaker position generally, in terms of their relationship with the supervisors, is mainly because of their general lack of knowledge or experience in the field of research in which they are working. And also because research students need moral and psychological support, and so this kind of support is consistently needed because of their particular situations in which the research supervisees often find themselves as a result of their general lack of experience or lack of knowledge in the particular fields, and in some cases because of their lack of say in terms of deciding the various decisions related to the research process, for example, the research topic selection or the research design selection, and the other methodological and academic choices that they need to make. So it is important that supervisors should have an empathetic behavior towards their research students, because generally the outcome of such a behavior of the empathy of the supervisors is generally very positive. Generally, empathy on the part of research supervisors lead to better, clearer communication between the supervisors and the supervisee, and often this results in trust building between the supervisors and the supervisee. Again, empathy leads to openness on the part of both the supervisor and as a result of the supervisee, because when the supervisee feels that the supervisor has empathy with them, they are more likely to be open related to their worries or related to their interests or related to the particular areas or the particular ways in which they are looking at the research topics or the research designs or their decisions. So overall, this leads to confidence building between the research supervisee and supervisors, which is very, very important. Again, this gives a kind of independence to the supervisees to be more creative in terms of approaching their particular research projects. This also leads to a better personal communication and relationship between the supervisee and the supervisors. And this ultimately results in the overall academic development, not only of the supervisors, but sometimes also of the supervisors when they are open to, for example, new ways in which these research supervisees or research students could look at certain things, the methodological decisions, for example, or for example, coming up with new research questions or new research approaches. So overall, the result is better professional development of the research supervisee and also in many cases the research supervisors. And ultimately, empathetic behavior generally leads to an environment, a trust building between the research supervisor and the research supervisee that often lead to not only short-term partnership at the research project stage, but also to long-term academic and professional relationship between the research supervisee and research supervisor.